escorted from the place by the police? What warranted him to be escorted by the police? Have we not heard? Didn't we hear Hassan Ayariga yesterday say indeed he was threatened by Abu Jinapo? Why is the press not making that an issue? Is that more serious than Hassan Ayariga's
There's also the allegation that even the presidential candidate of the MPP also basically had a confrontation with the moderators.
We saw it. It was clear. I want you. This is also a Joy FM platform. I want us to call up Kojo Point. Was he not also given a police escort? Didn't the wife of Nanado accost him? Didn't the likes of Frances Essem accost him? What sort of life is this? You go into a debate, and that debate has to be turned into a battlefield by a presidential candidate known as Nana Akufo-Addo.
Kojo has spoken about it today. I don't want to paraphrase it. We'll see if we can get it exactly what he said.
No, but I think seriously, I want to put the challenge out to Kojo because we know he had to be given a police escort. We saw the wife of Nana Akufo-Addo accosting him. We saw the flag bearer himself immediately accost him. In any case, what did Hassan Ayariga do wrong? Didn't Akufo-Addo meet some people and indeed charge them to pursue a certain order agenda? Didn't he say for the home? Didn't he say why a chum be to Didn't Kennedy Japan declare war and called for the annihilation of guns and networks by accounts? Did Hassan Ayariga lie? 2008. Didn't Nana Akufo-Addo and his NPP go to court on a Sunday to prevent the electoral commissioner from declaring the winner of the presidential debate?
Why attack your fellow opposition person when indeed the person you're looking to get his seat is a president?
This is very simple. This is so simple. Nanado has a lot of baggage. Mr. Hassan Ayariga has a strategy. He has to remain in the public domain. He must make himself popular. Indeed,
what is the strategy?
That's what I'm saying. You go to debate.
It's hard to see a strategy when you're attacking the opposition.
No. I mean, so
when he's not your target, it shouldn't be, because indeed the person who is
why are you saying he's not his target? They all want to be president. Who is the leader of the largest opposition party? Why do we say NPP is the largest opposition party? It is because they are number two.
But is Hassan Ayariga on the ticket for December 7 because he wants to be the largest opposition party?
That's why I said the strategy is to remain in the public domain. And if he felt that one of the...
Because I'm thinking clearly, he's running because he wants to win. He wants to kick out your own candidate.
Nobody has said, and Hassan Ayariga said that as well. Nobody has said he's not there to win. Indeed, he said he wants to win, and that when he wins, he hopes that people like Nanado, who will be going to court on public holidays, will concede defeat. Is that wrong? Is it a lie in the first place? Was that a lie? Did Hassan Ayariga lie? Tell me one lie that Hassan Ayariga. Indeed, the docket to prosecute the three cocaine dealers, the Jowulu, the famous three women. Were we not told that it was presented to Nanado when he was Attorney General and Minister for Justice? Were we not later then told that it got missing in his office? Were we not told that 500 passport got missing in Nanado's office? Why are people attacking us? Indeed, Nanado is a warmonger who would pursue the all-die with that agenda. We have been reliably informed that they've had their own polls and haven't realized that His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama is in an unassailable lead of more than 5 percentage points. Therefore, they want to make this country ungovernable. It is clear from the Kabu tape, the things that Anthony Kabu chronicled, it is being outplayed by the NPP.
Now, let me bring in Nana Kofi-Pondama right now. You heard the issue.
I just want to say that I doff my cap to Spencer Quay for the confidence he's had to be able to tell the sort of things that he's telling Ghanaians this very evening. Again, let me start by saying, as I've always said, that when you're speaking to the NDC, you need to be mindful of the psyche that they operate with. They are the only political party in Africa currently that believes in propaganda, to the extent that they've organized it from the very top to the very least. At best, propaganda is a presentation of skewed facts. At best. At its very worst, it includes concoctions and lies and dramatic fashion of doing things. What is it that we are talking about here? At the IEA debate, one presidential candidate decided to, I don't know how to say it, whether to bring comic relief or some other thing to the plane. We encourage that. It's okay. My presidential candidate was very well composed, despite the fact that, you know, he was physically, I wouldn't want to use the word attacked. I would say that he was physically touched. His personal space was violated several times by Hassan Ayariga. We don't see that to be a violation of his personal rights. We don't see that to be an attack on his person. We've never said that he was accosted in any form. We see that as Hassan Ayariga's way of expressing himself. Let's be mindful of the fact that Hassan Ayariga kept on coughing throughout the debate. He never used the handkerchief. And when he was done, he had to go out there and shake the hands of the other.
Ill.
I'm coming. After having coughed all around, he went around and shook the hands of the other presidential candidates. Am I supposed to say that Hassan Ayaga is a security threat to my presidential candidate? Was he trying to infect him? We can go in those lines if we want to go there, but it's not really a point. Again, I'm surprised that the NDC is going out there saying that Mr. Samuel Abu Jenapo attacked one or two individuals and all of that. Fine, no problem. I hear today that a case has been made before the police. We should await for the results of that investigation, because I think it is comical. I think it is a party that is trying its very best to raise, in their usual propaganda style, the issues that they want to raise, to confuse the bare facts on the ground. The people of Ghana are saying that the standard of living has gone high. They are saying that corruption has reached such high levels. And I'm very much aware of a report that is about to come out that the government is trying to stifle. But God being so gracious, it will come out. That says that corruption has reached undue levels in this country. And these are the reasons why the NDC is going about. Look, I'll tell you what happened today. Yesterday, on, I think Ago FM, one of those radio stations, with Bobianta, somebody called in and said there was what, Chibi? Now today we are hearing.
I want us to stick with
I'm just making an example. Yes, and I'm just saying that, you know, virtual war, Chibi, it didn't happen yesterday, and today the same story is coming out. It's now being played on various media and all. What's all of this? We've seen all of this before. We've heard all of this before. It's just a desperate attempt by a propaganda-believing party trying to confuse the people of the Republic of Ghana. All of a sudden, Nanado is supposed to be demonized and made a warmonger, and so every statement that he makes. Evans, I believe that I've had several chances to speak to you about one or two things that I wasn't happy about. Would you say that I've accosted you on those grounds? No. I believe that as
we saw some pictures, and most people have interpreted that to mean he went there angry, to acoustic moderates.
Pictures coming from where? That's the first thing. What has Kojo Oppong Nkrumah himself said today? That's another issue. Joy FM has called my flag bearer. He's clarified the issue again. Why is it that, are they trying to say that Kojo Oppong Nkrumah does not understand the situation himself, and so it's the NDC party machinery that has to come out and speak for him? Why hasn't Kojo Oppong Nkrumah made a report to the police as they've managed to get Hassan Ayaga to do? If Kojo Oppong Nkrumah truly and realistically feels that his person is under attack,
but you don't have any evidence to show that they got Hassan Ayaga to do that.
Oh,
and that we've had that since the debates that indeed Hassan Ayaga is an appendage of the NDC. You have no evidence.
I don't have to have evidence on some of these matters. What I'm saying is that I'm just relaying the views of the people out there. Indeed, at the 6 o'clock,
even if it's not accurate.
6 o'clock news of your sister station, you should have heard it. Hassan, now there's and I think I need a Ayaga cough myself. I'm coughing, perhaps because I was in the auditorium or not. I'm not very sure. But these are some of the critical issues that we have to look at. I think that it is about time, 2 weeks to an election, what we should all be doing is telling the people of the Republic what it is that we want to do. For the very first time in the history of this country, we have an opposition party that is putting forward policies, that is putting forward cost and everything. And we have a government that is rather criticizing the policies of an opposition party, refusing to put out policies of their own. A propaganda-believing party. Is it any wonder that in the nation that we have today, all of this drama is going about? Is it any wonder that people cannot simply stick to issues and are going about looking for all sorts of things? He made mention of the Cabo tape. I was right here in the studio. I was with you. He was on phone. When he said national security said they're going to verify the tape, and all, does it take 64 months to verify a simple voice? What happened to the results of that? It is these same individuals.
But the police recently, we know, they have begun work on this. They've invited him. Indeed, he's been cautioned.
They've invited him. They
granted him bail, etc.
They granted him bail, yes. What did the national security advisor say on this issue too?
On this, which one?
On the Cabo tape. What did he say?
It wasn't reported to national security. It was reported to the police, the CID. Who did?
It was.
Who did?
They did.
They reported to the CID.
Listen, hold on. I allowed you to speak. Thank you very much.
No, but I won't allow you. Especially when it is my person, I will not allow him to lie.
So I wanted to make a note of what he's saying, and you can.
No, but it's unfair for somebody to lie when I'm sitting right here.
Let's adopt the IEA. Let's adopt the IEA approach. You can rebut when he's done quickly. Yeah.
It's the same rowdiness and desperation I've been speaking about all this while. You had your time.
No, but address the issue.
Even, yes, but I need to make my point.
He's accepted that. No. Yeah, so make the point.
And I'm making my point. So you have to allow me my space to make my point. It's the same rowdiness that I speak about. Yet these same individuals come out to accuse us of being the rowdy warmongers in court. You made mention of a Cabo tape. You said national security said they have the ability to verify the voice on the tape. My question is simple. Does it take 64 months to verify the voice on the tape? Does it? take 64 months or whatever the
But I
period
think it's a job. It's a job of the CID to do that.
The point I'm making is that these people are desperate individuals who just want to sustain a tag that they think they have put on somebody who is going about doing his job.
I want to bring us back to the debate and some of the key issues.
Exactly. What I am saying is that
let's talk about the foreign affairs accusation.
Evans, you brought up the issue, so allow me to address the issue.
No, we are moving on.
You've raised the issue of Ayaga. You've raised the issue of the attacks. You allowed him to go on the tangent of the attacks.
No,
and I'm addressing the attacks. And what I'm saying is that all of these things are false. They are coming from a propaganda agenda of the NDC, and Ghanaians have seen through that. On the issue of the foreign affairs, I think that all of a sudden, a UN report is an unsubstantiated claim. Interesting. The NDC all of a sudden thinks that anything that comes from any other cortex except theirs is false. It is unsubstantiated. And what does this talk about Nanado being unpatriotic? When there's a problem for us to address, and the president decides to look at it, in the other direction, you want us to sit down and say there's no problem? Propaganda. Again, that's why I started by that. There are issues. The UN has indicted us in this very country. And then we have a president saying, and his government saying that it is unpatriotic for anybody to admit that really there are problems that must be dealt with. In any case, why is this case of Ivory Coast a huge one? We're in this country when we had Midzimifiasem. We're in this country when we had all the normal laws of diplomacy broken and torn into tatters because of certain connections that other people have decided to go along. Unfortunately for me, my political party does not allow us to go into those conjectures, as he has done right here on this show.
I wanted to respond to the foreign affairs issues because, again, the suggestion that, and he's repeated it, that this is a UN report, and the man was simply quoting from that report.
Clearly, I mean, Nanado exhibited shallowness, I mean, ill-thought advice. If he had actually read the report, it is not a UN report. It was a report conducted by an independent think tank, a French independent think tank for UN that Reuters put out there. And then the media...
But if for the UN Commission, it is a UN report.
Wait. The UN had not even gone to the Reuters, got a hand of it, and then they published it. Then the media in Ghana subsequently took it from the Reuters.
Tell you what, I spoke to the foreign affairs minister on this particular subject. He said very clearly that they are aware of the report. It was going to be discussed at the Security Council, and Ghana was going to object and protest.
No, what I'm saying
so that's
is,
acknowledgement that it exists.
I'm not saying, have I said the report does not exist? I said it was a report that was conducted by a French independent think tank. It was not, if UN wants to conduct let's assume UN wants to conduct a research into a particular case in any country, they will officially inform the country. They are not going to come in as spies. Please, we have signed the charter to be a member of UN. We must then abide by the creating the charter. What I'm saying is, it was not UN that officially conducted it. In any case, Nanado failed to even understand the import of his own action. Indeed, Nanado was clearly selling Ghana for vote. What was in the report? The report said that the report to UN suggested that some dissidents were in the country. Nanado sought to put it as if we are harboring those dissidents with the intent that we are aware the dissidents are here and we are harboring them, helping them to topple the Lassana Ouattara government. Is that what the report said? The report actually said that yes, indeed, there are dissidents in the country. The president, in allaying those atrocious lies from Nanado, said clearly, recently the country has arrested 2 people, and then we've even handed them over to the Ivorian government. The president then again said he is in daily contact with the president of Cote d'Ivoire. Where then lies Nanado's criticism? In any case, assuming, without admitting, yes, indeed, there are dissidents, is there any substance in Nanado saying that we the country, or perhaps this government is harboring those dissidents?
Is that what he said?
Please go back. Let's play the tip. Let's play the tip. Indeed, you see, he talks about recklessness. Nanado talks about the fact that we are not being truthful about this issue. At a time when you know very well that even in Ivory Coast there is still tension. Again, on the issue of our border with regards to the oil, there is serious tension between Ghana and Ivory Coast. As we are talking on the matter, it's before some arbitration committee trying to resolve this. Why would you be inciting divergence against Ghana? Why would you put out a falsehood that the Ghana government is indeed...
He was repeating what
I'm saying is, even if you are repeating a report, do not put it as if the report says that the government is happening, because the report does not say. The report acknowledges the presence of dissidents in this country. The report does not say the government of Ghana is harboring those dissidents. The report does not say the dissidents are in any way in any contact with the president, and therefore they are receiving any support. Let's go back to the.
Is that what Nanado said?
We'll take a brief break right now. We'll return shortly. I'll get the wrapping up comments from both of them on this particular subject, and we'll move on to our next topic, a very controversial one indeed: the NDC versus the church. What is happening? And the debate indeed continued even when we were on break. But thank you very much for staying with us on Joint Caucus. We're still discussing that issue regarding the debate. I want to give the final word to Mr. Damo to wrap up on that for us, responding to the key issues that were raised by your colleague from the NDC.
All I want to say is that, you know, as usual, the NDC have become propagandists to the extent that they are now professionals in what Nanado thinks and what he wants to do. And so they've become professional communicators, communicating what Nanado wanted to communicate but couldn't communicate. We have no problem with that. Our major issue is that, look, this Ivory Coast thing is like a skeleton in the cupboard of the NDC. Recently, one Prosper Tao Chikata was arrested and handed over by this government. The issue surrounding Prosper Tao Chikata, his involvement in their 2008 campaign, the fact that he made several donations to their campaign, and then the alleged coup plot that happened in Cote d'Ivoire, allegedly this man was the mastermind. Somebody closely connected. He's alleged to have renovated the Cuckoo Hill office, the national campaign headquarters, and donated 2 4x4 vehicles to the convoy of His Excellency the late President. Such a person was in your midst.
You want to give him a chance to respond quickly?
No, I never interrupted what he said. So all of these things strongly link the NDC as a party in the minds of many keen observers to the issue of Ivory Coast. That's why they get, you know, very worried when these issues are brought up. They're afraid of being exposed. We have no issues with that. Our major concern is that whatever be the interest of any political party in this nation, Ghana first. Let's seek to preserve the interest of the nation Ghana. There's a problem. Ghana has been indicted out there in the general world, in the UN report. What do you want us to say? Keep quiet because it doesn't suit your presidential ambitions? Seriously, Ghana first. It's about time we understand some of these things. And those are the issues that my flag bearer sought to raise out there. What's the attack for? We can't speak about national matters again.
You can use your time to respond, but I want to move on to the next topic. As you begin to answer it, you can use the first few minutes to respond to him. But I want us to talk about the issue of the church versus the NDC. It's been going on for the past 2 weeks or more, especially with the ICGC or General Overseer case. This week, the president all of a sudden calls a breakfast session with the pastors. Some criticized and said, well, that is a face-saving gesture. The president simply wanted to, reach out to the clergy, knowing that it's affecting the campaign. There was a survey that was done recently by Research International saying that the party will lose the votes as far as the Christians are concerned. What do you say to those who criticize the president and say, well, he's not handled this properly, and he's headed his campaign, and that's why he's beaten the retreat to try and reach out?
Yes, Evans, I think I will need to first react to the falsehood that my colleague here seems to put out. I think that he's doing a great disservice to this country. Prosper Tao Chikata is an imposter, first of all. He's not even a Ghanaian, he's a Nigerian. He's an advanced field fraudster, what is popularly known as 419. During the first round of the elections, he equally made donations to the NPP. And then during the second round, when he realized NDC, I wasn't talking. This is the second time he's doing this. This is the second time you are doing this. I mean, then again, during the second one, when he realized that the late Professor Mills, may God bless his soul, was obviously going to become the president, he decided to make donations to the NDC as well. What then happened was for him to have gotten certain access, which the president denied. Obviously, a report by another French investigator indicted him, and the national security apparatus of the country picked up from there, investigated, trailed him, and then realized that this is the same man who who almost staged a coup. He was not going to stage a coup, actually. He was in it for the money. He played the Gbagbo loyalists here that he's going to help them stage a coup, goes to Ivory Coast, meets Alassane Ouattara, any security chief.
You have 2 minutes more on this second subject.
And tells them that, listen, this is what I'm come to. Some people are planning coup, and he takes the money. That's what happened. In any case, let me go back to the issue of the president and
the church and the NDC.
And the church. I think it's a sad report when I read the results from the polls obviously conducted by some group, Research International. What are they telling us? I'm a Christian. I'm voting for the NDC. I'm voting for Excellency President John Dramani Mahama.
But obviously, you vote for the NDC.
So why is he saying that the NDC is going to lose the
some will vote, but NPP will get majority.
How is the NPP going to? This is a disgrace.
According to the report.
Why is NPP at all costs or at all points trying to disintegrate us? At all costs, trying to.
You seem to be repeating a point that was articulated by Tony Edu.
This
week that this is a scheme, grand scheme perpetuated by the NPP to pitch you against
I'll bury my head in shame. I'll be saddened by this particular report, and I'll never make any comment. Why? If you read the report further states that illiterates will vote for NDC and the educated ones are going to vote.
Why did the president hold that breakfast meeting with
the president had already said? He said he had even invited some politicians over.
It turned out to be himself and the pastors. If it was a national event,
what I'm saying is,
I was expecting to see.
No. I mean, the president decides to have a day with these pastors.
Is it because he wanted to? He knew that this was hurting him. What is
the face saving here? Evans, let me ask, what is the face saving?
Bring the pastors on board.
Is education what the president? What is the linkage? Pastor Otabil failed to tell Ghanaians the linkage between Education Watch and the president. Indeed, what Pastor Mountain Otabil did, I was saddened by that.
Because the president has issued 2 statements.
Yes.
2 statements on the Otabil saga alone. Some have said if he was not feeling the pressure, there will be no need for it, especially the second statement.
The second statement and the first statement, I mean, are on the same line. There is nothing really clearly that distinguishes the first statement and the second statement. The first statement and the second statement both seem to tell Ghanaians that the president has nothing to do with education. The president has not commissioned Education Watch to.
Let him respond to the issues.
I just want to say some pretty simple things concerning the Prosper Chikata. Spencer just admitted that he was a Nigerian, but he gave gifts to the NDC as a party.
And he gave gifts to NPP. Talk about that.
Allow him to make this.
No, but you should talk about that. First run.
Allow him to make this submission. You can proceed.
Thank you very much. He in the studio has admitted that they received gifts from Prosper Chikata. What do the laws of Ghana say about receiving gifts from foreigners and political parties? That right there is an illegality. It is a political. Spencer,
allow him to make the point.
That was the government of the day.
Allow him to make the point.
Please.
Make the point. Make the point.
You have just admitted an illegality that your party received gifts from a foreigner, which is wrong according to the laws of Ghana. In any case, you are trying to distinguish Education Watch from the NDC. But
have
in
you
the
have you stopped taking?
Can you allow him to make the point? No, you are you are heckling him.
Please, you are heckling. This is not fair.
Allow him to make the point. Make the point. Make the point. No, he did not. When he was on this very last point, he did not.
You do try to disassociate Education from the NDC in one breath. In another, you are trying to bundle Research International and the MPP together. Fair standards, principle, integrity. I have no problem with all of these things. When it comes to the church and what has gone on in this country, we are all here. We know what happened. A tape was played first. Clarification came. A second tape was played. Clarification came. A third tape was played. The man of God came out to say that this thing is going too far. He described this as a sinister, evil force and called on the president that please tell your surrogate. And this is what he said. He didn't say they are NDC members. What he said was they were surrogates and affiliates of the NDC party. And I'll tell you what, I'm just coming from second day. NDC has mounted these polls that they play their songs on. And they are playing Education Watch's various tapes on them. I went through Cape Coast. Pedu, when you get to the Pedu Junction, you move. I think the next place after Pedu, there are these things there. And they are doing it on a daily basis. So if the man says that your politics, and this thing is being played from an NDC office, your political party seems to be the one pushing this agenda because of such a connection. Then we have individuals going out to say that, you know, Pastor Mensa Otabil is not a man of integrity, he's not a good man of God. And these people who go out to attack the man of God are from your stables. one of them being a key member of government, being the policy and evaluation head at the right next to the office of the president. He is at the presidency and he does all of these things. And then when the men of God come out to speak, you have a problem with that. Listen, I think that we should get to the point where truth and honesty principle must become the order of the day. Do not seek to gain political advantage.
He's actually speaking on this. That's his last. His last comment.
You do not seek to gain political advantage from things that are shady and are not clear, and then when it does not suit you, when the backlash comes, then you seek to distinguish yourself from it. In any case, when the first statement of the NDC came, Madam Hannah Tete, who authored that statement, said that they are not to blame for it. Some members of the NDC came out to clarify it, and then there's another angle to it. Mr. Kweku Bako has come out to say it is a deputy minister of this government. And we have only two. None of them has come out to deny it. We have only two of them. He's mentioned the specific position. None of them has come out to deny it. That is hanging in the air. And then we have a second statement. The interesting thing about the second statement is that that was when Madam Hannah Tete found it prudent to tell those individuals to stop. Why didn't she say that in the first place? All of this hogwashing and all of this attempt to cool the waters, it won't work. Ghanaians have seen it. That is why we are asking Ghanaians to vote for a government that will not come and seek to deceive you.
Now you're using my platform to directly appeal for votes. But that's it for John Caucus today. Spencer Quay wants to respond, but he's had his time. I gave you time, and he chose to use. No, he didn't. I gave you. He chose to use the first part to respond to him on the other issues. But that's it for John Caucus today. My name is Evan Spencer. Spencer Quay understands, so we are just drawing the curtain. And Nana Kofi-Dama of the NPP. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time. And thankfully, they went to the same school. So if you didn't know that, they are friends. Thank you very much, and join us again next week.